Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ CHAIM, and he says like this: "Ve'ein chiluk b'zeh." There is no difference whether or not, when you're telling over the wrongdoings of a person, there's no difference beinim hu lav gamor, whether it is that way. Again, Reuven is speaking badly about Shimon, whether or not it's a lav, it is a prohibition in the Torah. Ayaseh gamor deraisa, or it's a positive commandment in the Torah the person is being weak with. Hameforsim shu aser, that everybody knows is aser. Meaning, you might think, well, everybody knows you're not allowed to do this thing, and Shimon is doing it, so then why should I not be able to tell people? Certainly, Shimon would be very embarrassed in front of the person who's hearing that he is negligent in certain areas of halacha. Ayudesi poro, through the words of Reuven. Even if it's something that a lot of Klal Yisrael is not so careful about, and therefore it's not really such a big disgrace or an embarrassment if people know that Shimon's like one of the majority who doesn't do this. For example, for example, you talk about Shimon saying he doesn't really learn so much. Well, there's a lot of people that don't learn so much. There's a lot of people that are busy in business, Baruch Hashem, all day long, making a living, and they believe, for some reason or another, that they're patur, that they're exempt from learning because they're busy making a living. That's a good chunk of Klal Yisrael is like that. There's a large amount of people that don't come and learn. So if you say now Lashon HaRa about Shimon, he doesn't learn either, maybe you think it's not such a big deal. Or he made a certain statement and it was really a lie. A lot of people are not careful with their speech. They say things, they exaggerate, they lie about certain things. So it's not the biggest disgrace in the world to say something like this about Shimon. Unless there would be some kind of ta'elis, benefit from you telling these things. Because if you let somebody know that what Shimon did is not correct, and there's a benefit of why you're telling him that, but your whole intention is for the benefit of the person who's listening. We'll see in the 10th chapter over here this idea of ta'elis. This is a big misnomer, and we'll have to see what exactly it means. What people think that as long as I'm telling over the words of Lashon HaRa for a benefit, so then it's always going to be permissible. It's not so clear. We'll see over there in the 10th chapter the details that must be met. The kol kayotze bazeh, anything similar. Aval pikein asa. Nevertheless, all these cases, it's also you're not allowed to tell over these words that are negative about Shimon. Kevin shal kol panim lefi devar, because according to what you're saying, hu ish she'einu mekayim es haTorah, you're making Shimon out to be someone who doesn't keep the Torah properly, and that is vadai. That is certainly Lashon HaRa. Even if Reuven wants to tell other people about Shimon, that he neglects certain details of the mitzvahs. He's very stingy when it comes to money. And therefore he doesn't honor Shabbos properly. He won't buy good food, he won't buy a good drink, he won't get nice plates and stuff at the table because he's too stingy. So he's missing out on the beauty of Shabbos. As we know, there's a mitzvah on Shabbos, Zachar, to remember the Shabbos, and one of the ways that we do that is by having all these nice things. And you're telling me now that this person doesn't do it, like it's brought down in another sefer called Sefer Charedim. So that means that Reuven is saying that Shimon doesn't regard a certain part of the Torah commandment over here of honoring the Shabbos in the proper way, and therefore that's Lashon HaRa. Even if it's just the rabbinical thing. For example, let's say the Rabbanan came along and they said a person should not do a certain thing, and Shimon went along and he did do such a thing. And now Reuven tells over the Lashon HaRa about him, even not in the presence of Shimon, even if it's true, he saw that Shimon did something that Chazal say not to do. That's also us. You're not allowed to do such a thing. That's Lashon HaRa. You're embarrassing, you're putting him down, you're degrading him. Whether it's Dirabanan, Midoraisa, it doesn't make a difference as the CHOFETZ CHAIM. If your words are negative, that is Lashon HaRa. Have a wonderful day.